Welcome back to Exploring Shasta County History. I'm your host, William Tulle. Today in Shasta State Historic Park, visiting the historic Shasta State Park Museum and Courthouse. Shasta County Courthouse, building erected in 1855 by James Logue, pioneer, following fire of 1853, which destroyed the town. Building refitted and became courthouse for Shasta County, January 1862. In May of 1888, county seat moved to Reading. Building purchased in 1922 by the McLeod Parlor number 149, Native Sons of the Golden West. Temporary repairs made and property deeded to the state September 1937. Building restored by Division of Beaches and Parks. Tablet placed by the California Centennials Commission in cooperation with McLeod Parlor number 149, Native Sons of the Golden West. Dedicated June 12, 1950.
All set. Packing people in here right now. Cool. Nice.
Cushing and Francis. In September of 1850, the men of Shasta County elected their first assemblyman, county judge, and justices of the peace. Although Reading's Rancho, located a few miles from Shasta, had served as the first county seat, by 1851 the seat of government moved to Shasta. In January of 1854, the townspeople approved a contract to build Shasta's first courthouse, a two-story log building, for $5,280. The County Board of Supervisors, however, wanted all government functions under one roof, so in 1861 they evicted several tenants from a brick building built by James Logue in 1855. This building, the current museum, was soon remodeled at a cost of $25,000. After 27 years of use, all active years in terms of court cases and jail use, a new county courthouse was built in Reading in 1888.
Hey there, how you guys doing?
Good, how are you?
Good.
For a long time.
Nice.
Yeah.
Welcome back. It's $3 an adult.
Yeah.
Cool. And we're cash only right now. Very front sheets. I'm gonna have to have a question.
She's gone.
Okay, so now we are in the hallway of the Courthouse Museum here. The room we were just in was the former treasurer and assessor's office. There's a sign right there. That's this room. This is the auditor and clerk's office.
That was like the ink didn't even stream wet or even like one or two letters.
And the recorder's office as well as this room here. So I guess they're kind of both in the same spot. And we're coming into the May Helene Bacon Boggs collection. This is the Williamson LaCoy Smith Gallery. The Boggs collection, 100 years of California art. I've done several articles on May Helene Bacon Boggs and a video on her as well. Be sure to check that out. Stagecoach lanterns.
Well, floods destroyed the property. I'm proud to say that my family and I was concerned about the property and the future of my children. So I was one of those who organized.
Coming up to the district attorney's office.
8 of us men in opposition to the Shasta School District Trustee.
Now the main office for California State Parks at Shasta.
Black and their children was approved and opened January 15th of the very next year. Mr. J. Collins was our science teacher, and several of my children attended this school. I very dedicated.
Now we're coming into the historic court, which is on display here. 1851, P.B. Redding Adobe. It was at this site that the earliest court of sessions took place. The court's first decision was to relocate the county seat to the bustling town of Shasta. 1851 to 1853, the newly formed county government conducted their duties and rented businesses, houses, and even the Methodist Church. 1852, county government plans a home. 1853, plans for building a jail only were expanded. Shasta was growing rapidly. New plans were made for a courthouse. The new building included a courtroom, sheriff's office, and 2 jail cells. 1854 to 1861, government home on the hill. 1862 to 1888, a demand was placed on the Shasta County government to provide more services. In 1861, county officials purchased a large brick building to accommodate the needs of the prosperous populated community. 1888, after 37 years of public service, county seat moved to Redding. 1922, after years of abandonment, neglect, Shasta County supervisors sold the old courthouse building to the McLeod Parlor of the Native Sons of the Golden West for $1. In 1950, the Shasta State Historic Park was established at the old town site of Shasta in Northern California. June 1950, as part of the California and Shasta County Centennial Collaboration, the town of Shasta and the Shasta County courthouses are dedicated as a state historical monument. The 2 curved tables, clerk's desk, locks, lamps, and books are original furnishings from the courtroom, preserved by the late George Albro. Mr. Albro started working at the jail in Shasta when he was 13 years old. Later, when the county seat was removed to Redding, Mr. Albro stored the historic furnishings in the attic of the new courthouse. After 75 years of service to the county, George Albro retired, but returned to Shasta to serve as consulting engineer of the courthouse restoration. He directed this faithful reproduction of the 1860s courtroom. And once again, we're in the main hallway, going into the sheriff's office and tax collector's office.
Who is that? Who? I see someone. Who is it? I was sleeping mighty deep till you folks wandered in. Well, now, ain't you a good-looking bunch? Come on in, come on in. I got a story to tell. Something you might want to hear. It's a long story, but I'll make it short. My name's Chaz J. Everhart, but my friends call me Jake. Some folks also know me as Peter's Cook of Hilburn, but there's a whole nother story.
However, during my research, there is one story I found that is not archived upon the premises of the Shasta State Historic Park Museum Courthouse in Shasta, nor which is told by Jake, the hologram in the jail below the courthouse museum. However, this story is about William Tulle. William Tulle appeared at the county hospital in Redding on Sunday evening, October 22nd, 1899. This is when he turned himself in for medical reasons unknown to us through the historical record, but one could say he was not in his right mind. Well, at about 10 o'clock, he began to create disturbances, and finally his misconduct became his own demise as he was going insane between 11 p.m. to midnight and into the early morning hours. The local hospital summoned for W.A. Boswell and Constable Heffelfinger, who took O'Toole into their custody and returned to Shasta to the former jail in that town and incarcerated him for his own safety and protection, which the former jail was still being used in 1899 at this time. A hard struggle was experienced during the transfer that morning, and by 2 a.m. the officials landed him in jail. However, at breakfast time, he was found dead, hanging from a jail door cell. He had hung himself with strips torn from his bedsheets within the jail cell. And this is the story of William Tulle. When it comes time for a prisoner's hanging, they would lead him up the 13 unlucky steps leading out to the gallows. And there's 13 here, because these were the last steps of their lives.
They have a foolish fondness for making a wondrous display.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And you get your first glimpse of the gallows right there. And so they would actually guide them through these doors in here, right out to the gallows. This gallows a restoration of the one on which John Baker and Charles Crouch were hanged on August 26, 1874, for the crime of murder. Before being hanged, and with permission of the officials, John Baker sang the following song, Faded Flowers. Oh, the flowers that I saw in the wildwood have since dropped their beautiful lives, and the many dear friends of my childhood have slumbered for years in their graves. The bloom of the flowers as I remember, and the smiles I shall never more see. For the cold, chilly winds of December stole my flowers, my companions, from me. There are many verses to the song, and all were sung with considerable feeling. Charles Crouch had nothing to say. This is in back of the courthouse. And here's the gallows. The gallows are right here. Still got the original pulleys on it as well. I don't know if you can see those very well with my camera, but I will get a better still shot of it. Alright, here's a shot from looking from where the bodies would have dropped through those two squares there. You got the pulleys right there. Alright folks, if you haven't yet, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and I'll catch you on the next episode. Thanks for watching.